Hey everyone, Kyle Mike here from MLive.com. Joined by Justin Rogers. Lions coming off a 30-20 loss in Green Bay in the season finale. It's playoff fever this week, and we're talking about Ndamukong Suh. Suh was seen stepping, for lack of a better word, on Aaron Rodgers' leg. There's a lot of dispute over how intentional or not intentional it was. But he certainly stepped on Rodgers. Rodgers took exception to it. Actually stepped on him twice, and the second time looked more intentional than the first. Could be facing league discipline. How do you see this shaking out?
My opinion, that second step was intentional, or had some degree of intent with it. Last week I said, I didn't think Raiola would be suspended. I was wrong. The reasoning with the league was that it was a compounding case of safety violations over time, 6 in a stretch of 2 years. Now we're looking at Ndamukong Suh. They're going to make this same judgment. Was this a safety violation? He's clearly got the track record. And, unfortunately for the Lions, there's a realistic chance that he's suspended this week. I don't think he will be, but we have to acknowledge the possibility after 1 week ago with Raiola. I agree. I don't think it happens, but everything's on the table with a guy who has this kind of track record. He loses at some point the benefit of the doubt with plays like this when he has 7 career safety violations and 8 total fines, and that's not including the 2-game suspension he got for actually stomping on a guy. And so, given that history, the NFL certainly takes priors into account. They noted that when they handed out the punishment for Raiola, and if that history holds, then it's on the table for Suh. I don't think it happens, but it's on the table, and that's a bad spot for the Lions to be in because he is so important to that defense, especially going into a game like this where the Lions have to face DeMarco Murray, the NFL rushing champ, and they're already down Nick Fairley. I'd like to explain why I thought it was intentional. I know it's not going to be a popular opinion in this town, but when you step on somebody, it feels different than flat ground. And that second step, Suh lingered there. There was no hurried effort to get off or no looking back of who did I step on, was it my own teammate or anything. There was just a complete lack of care.
It looked like he put all of his weight even on the one foot,
lifting up the second foot and kind of lingering for a second. It reminds me a lot of the Matt Schaub incident. We all remember there was the kick to
the special area.
And Suh was not looking at Schaub at that point. His head was down. He had been rolled toward the quarterback, but there was a clear extension of the foot at the end. Did he mean to kick Schaub in the groin? Probably not. But there was this malicious intent, or at least appearance of malicious intent. And when there's appearance of it with Suh, he's going to be judged more harshly because of his past crimes or his past accusations, and it's probably going to be the case again here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's more harshly or what, but it's definitely he loses the benefit of the doubt. So whatever Suh has to say won't really be taken into account here, I don't think, just given the extensive track record he has. Suh has not commented on his play publicly. He ducked the media after the game, hasn't spoken this week. We don't expect him to. But yeah, Jim Caldwell was, I thought, very interesting on what he had to say about Suh, which, last week when Raiola was going through his thing, he gave Raiola some kind of defense. He's saying Dom told me it was unintentional. I believe him. At the same time, I've seen the play, and it looks bad, and I can see why the NFL is reviewing it. Fast forward to this week with Suh. Caldwell didn't offer that same kind of defense. He just said, I've seen it, I've talked to Suh, and the NFL should look into this particular play. And it was basically that. I thought that was kind of interesting, the juxtaposition between the way he offered a defense for Raiola and really no defense for Suh on this particular play. I don't know if that means anything or not, but I found it interesting.
No, and I mean, for both cases, the statement was clear. We're preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. They got the worst news last week. They can't afford it. This is already a team that's a tough matchup for the Lions, particularly a great offense with a great running game, a great passing attack,
great offensive line.
They need Suh for this game in the worst way. We were told today it'll probably be a miracle for Fairley to play in this game, Nick Fairley. So you don't have Suh, you don't have Fairley. Your chances of stopping the run against a guy that just nearly put up 2,000 yards this season just plummet.
We expect movement on the Suh front sometime later today, so keep here at MLive. For Justin Rogers, I'm Kyle Meinke. We are MLive. Keep it right here.